All right, let's try this again. Yeah, that works. And I remembered to put up my green screen. So, thanks. Hello! Welcome, everyone, to a Good Friday while I adjust myself back to my positions. I got a foot warmery thing trying to put over my feet. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for coming on by. Let's see what we have here. Rex, hello. Welcome on in. And, been a week, hey? And if you're new here, I'm BC. Hi. You can find me across the internets under DC Lasair, dclasair.com for all the things. That's powered by Doris, a new link in bio site. If you want to check them out, use my affiliate code. And if you like what you see, and you will, sign up for Doris Pro and use my discount code DCLasair, that's DCLASAIR, to get 30% off for 3 months. And I do get a little bit of that subscription back, so it's another way to support me. Yay! All right. So when we did the false start there, my microphone decided not to come through my audio thing, but that's an easy fix. So did that and put up the green screen. So yay, I can do streamer things. Let's see, anything to share? No, thanks for coming on in, everyone. Good to see y'all. Hope to start off your weekend with some fun stuff. And let's see what else we got going real quick. All right. As far as stuff I've been doing, we got 2 videos out. First, I have last week's Tech Friday, which was my almost birthday celebration with Urban Bohemian. And also part 3 of my TTRPG Actual Play a Symbol series, which also has Urban Bohemian. Calling it this episode Showtime. Yeah, that's right there. So check those out, after this stream, of course. So click them open, leave them open some tabs, because you'll want to watch them. They're good. They are slightly edited, but if you want to watch the whole thing, you can do it. Wow, it's like I'm everywhere these days. Hi, Brian. Welcome on in. It's true. All right. So today, being Tech Friday, yay! It's Tech Friday. Welcome on in. And today, we got various topics to talk about. But first, I would like to talk about the Switch 2. Yeah. You missed the Nintendo Direct on that? There it is. And here's a Ars Technica article kind of breaking down the whole announcement. I think got some cool stuff coming. I'm curious how well the mouse-like thing will work. It is unfortunately $449, so that's a lot. Releases June 5th. We saw some good-looking games. When you dock it, it can do 4K at 60 frames per second. The one weird thing during the presentation, and I don't know if it was just the video or not, but the controller will have a C button. And the C button will put up like a game chat interface with showing off people's videos, or you can just do voice. The video quality didn't look great, but maybe that was a preview build or something like that. Or maybe that can improve, because there's now a camera you can connect to the Switch to, because you get 2 USB-C ports. Ooh, yeah, fancy, right? And so that was the only thing I was kind of wondering about and might be disappointed in, was the new C button for the game chat feature. The video just didn't look as crisp as it should, especially, when we have things like Discord and Zoom and all that. Sounded cool. Also sounds more gimmicky than needed, perhaps, but otherwise, everything else sounded pretty good. I mean, 256 gigs of internal storage. Can get additional storage with microSD express cards. Everything's slightly larger, so yay for those of us with larger hands. And Nintendo Switch Online membership will carry over to Switch 2. And they're going to have an option for getting in on the GameCube library, which includes one of my favorites, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. That'll be pretty awesome. So, seems like a pretty good thing. The price is a little tough to swallow, but is what it is, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, the game footage we saw looked great. So I'm excited to see it and see people give their thoughts and impressions on it. And there's cool things. And was in another tab. Hey, JD, welcome on in. Thanks for coming by. Now, we know Nintendo and peripherals goes back to the original Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, if you will, or the NES. By the way, I almost always said NES, and then when the Super Nintendo came out, I never said SNES. I always said SNES because it was an acronym, and in my brain, that's how it should have been said. And I never heard anyone call it SNES until, like, I don't know, 4 years ago. But the original Nintendo, we had the light gun for Duck Hunt and Rob, Robotic Operating Buddy, for Gyromite. And those didn't really take off in any way. So the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, another peripheral, maybe it'll work, but Nintendo's luck on peripherals has been kind of low historically. Maybe this is a change, so who knows? I don't, but just the track record on it isn't fantastic. Maybe this will be their accessory that has more success than any others. Springleaf, hello. The direct implied that maybe any USB-C cam might work. Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, they just reinvented Connect again, right? That would be cool, but it's Nintendo, so yep. I mean, the game footage all looked great. I'm very happy with all of that. It's going to take some saving to be able to get one, but maybe if they're not all, sold out by the time I can get one. If I do get one, because we all know that Gundam has new things coming out this year as well, and that's going to take some monies from me too, because the card game is coming out in July, I think. Yeah. Too many new stuff coming out this year. Yep. Gundam card game. The mini game is coming out for Gundam is coming out in 2026. However, with the card game, they will have boxes you can get that have like minis in it, so you can kind of get a preview of what the minis are going to be like. And I'm very excited about all the Gundam things. Plus, Gundam GQ starts in like next week, I think. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, so if you have Prime, I saw the first 3 episodes all combined into the movie, and that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to watch it as a series. But yeah, Nintendo Switch 2. All right. Do that. And then let's go to Twitch has new terms of service. Oh boy. I haven't read fully through all this yet, so I don't understand all the things. Luckily, there are people who report on this stuff, like Zach, who I often post Blue Sky links to. You can break some of this down. There's that. What happened there? Oh, yeah, there's 2 posts. Zach, sorry. I forgot. Those are 2 separate posts. There's new stuff about if you want to file a lawsuit against Twitch, and the other thing is about giving users a full license to use your content however they want, because Twitch introduced a new share feature where people can take your clips and share them out. If you want to disable that, go to your clips section and you can disable that on your own. But yeah, so check out those 2 links for all the details on that. And we'll click through those. All right, before we get to other fun stuff, kind of a downer thing, just for a little bit, I promise. Adobe announced it's discontinuing DEI policies. Here's an article on that, not behind a paywall or anything. Took me a while to find that one. And should you choose to target an Adobe, good jokes there, and not want to use them, there are a list of alternatives in this Blue Sky feed. Blue Sky, I almost said Blue Sky tweet, and it wound up being feet, but Blue Sky thing. Still waiting on lawyers to weigh in on the second point, but for now, for safety, leave the others can share your clips turned off. Yes, that. There is There's still opinions coming out because, again, it's this week, and looking at any terms of service and understanding the legal ramifications of them takes time. So when we see more stuff about that, yeah, I will try to post it here if I can. But yeah, so if you were looking for a reason to move on from Adobe, there's a post with a graphic that has a bunch of alternatives. And you can choose what you like. Let's see here. Let me. Oops. Hey. Well, I did want to get into that. I was. Sorry, y'all. I'm clicking the wrong buttons today. I didn't mean to click quite there. But first, moving on from that, we're going in to talk about Capacities.io, which is another note-taking app I was looking at. And the big thing I like about it is what's available for free. They give you a lot, and the paid for stuff is neat extras, but and it might be useful, but you don't need them to make a functional thing in Capacities. Now then, as I was clicking buttons, I go here, and so I wanted to show something off real quick with Obsidian and Capacities. Let's get the little dot up here. So in Capacities, everything's an object, right? And so they call these objects. And you notice I have a 1. That means I have one object that's under the Adventures object. And they say they don't use files and folders. And if I click Adventure, here's my testing adventure with just random garbage in it. People, here's my people object of person 1 Woo, and right, it's a page. I can fill out more things. You can make your own objects, so essentially you can make your own templates. But as for not using files or folders, well, this one's called Adventures, and I have this folder over here called, say, Templates, and oh look, my template is in here. Oh look, everything that's my people is in person. So calling this stuff object and not using files and folders, it's the exact same idea, just presented differently. Like, all my adventures are going to go under my adventures folder or my adventures objects. Yeah. So that's the marketing they really push, is that they are objects. And I do like this Capacities quite a bit. Nice. There's a couple things that prevent me from going with it for full time. I can't make this template structured like this over here because I can only do 2-column pages. So I like having this multi-column option. And that's the big thing, is looking at I talked about this before, looking at being able to print this stuff off. If you are mostly online, again, things like Capacities or Note is fantastic. I think Note is a little fancier, a little more polished, but Capacities is a very capable system as well. They got plenty of videos on how to use it. And yeah, it's fairly easy to use if you go into a thing like the adventure thing. Here's a text. I made a 2-column thing already. But as you can see, you have these little dots here, like you do in Obsidian and Notion and Legend Keeper, where you can, make the standard headings, get a list, to do. It's neat that they have a little icon thing in here. Make a quote block, a toggle block, put a group in. AI junk that you don't need to worry about. So yeah, kick the AI to the curb and don't use it. But other than that, it is a very nice system. And if it works for your brain, by all means, it's free to make an account and use a lot of its features. So if this works for your brain the best, by all means, use it. It's one, like I said, I like it. So out of what we've seen between million note capacities, depending on your needs, I don't think you can go wrong with either one, really. But yeah, just wanted you all to be aware of that, because that will lead us into another talk I wanted to do about DM tools. And then Rex had a question yesterday about note-taking apps and what I found valuable, and we'll talk about that more in the second half of the show. But kind of related to all of this, I found some DM tools that look pretty neat. I saw an article, and I went down a rabbit hole last night, and I couldn't find that any of these use AI, so that's good. If that isn't true, let me know. But none of these should have AI in them. I couldn't find anything saying that these do. But this one is quite robust, called Shield Maiden. And they have a combat tracker, encounter builder, digital DM screen, public initiative list, monster creator, spell creator, all for free. And then they have 3 other tiers, but they offer quite a lot of tools. And I thought they looked pretty cool. So yeah, check that out. And these are tools I may not necessarily use because I already have my own way of doing things, but I wanted to share these other things in case, you like them. The other one is Homebrew Creations. If I can, come on, go to there we go. They have an adventure creation process. So they have a creation form, then an outlining process, and an adventure template. And if those things help you, and you can download them for free, they're PDFs. And if those things help you make adventures, awesome. And they have a skill check calculator as well. So check them out. This is very, very useful. I really liked what they were doing here. And the next one up is something called Auto Roll Tables, which gives you a bunch of tables and they automatically roll options for you. So you go to the site, you click on the table you want, and it'll give you, like, there's a nation table. I just click nation. I have a whole block of nations, and they give you, you can roll a die if you want and cover it. Or I can, and then you click it again, and now I have a whole nother nation described for me. And there are a bunch of different tables. There's dungeons, there's world, there's factions, food, magic, monsters, NPCs, objects, plots, settlements, vehicles, wilderness, all different categories. And all you have to do is click on it and it will bring you up options. And then you can copy the info from the current role to use in your own notes. Or you can copy your history and go back to things that you found that you like. They also have a hex map generator, which is amazing as well. So yeah, take a look at that if you want to. You just need some ideas and looking to build adventures in any TTRPG. There you go. Have fun. And finally, we have another system which I think's been around for a bit, but it's called Kanka, Kanka, and it's another world building tool. They do have quite a nice free selection of unlimited campaigns and access to all the core features and get updates. And they have different pricing levels as well. But I did like, just kind of poking around and looking at the website. I did like what I was seeing as far as organization and putting things together. Here's another option for y'all. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, there's a bunch of tools you can use in whatever style of TTRPG you want to use them in. So have fun with those. If you find any of them helpful, let me know. Let's see. All right. Got through all that rather quickly. Let me make sure there aren't any other announcements that I missed out on. We talked about the Stream Deck desk. Yeah, their April Fool's gag. Yeah, which was amazing. And let's see here. Companies. More of you get Blue Sky accounts. Oh yeah, I know what that is. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at messages posted by various companies, and there was something I wasn't sure. So if you have any questions about tech or anything you want to talk about, let me know. I know I went through a lot kind of quickly there, so if you want me to back up and talk about anything, let me know. Make sure I'm not missing out. Let's see, we talked about the Switch 2. It was probably the big news. More Switch 2 stuff, a separate Ars Technica article. NVIDIA confirms the Switch 2 supports DLSS, G-Sync, and ray tracing. So there's the article on that. There are some tech details we don't have yet, but NVIDIA gave us some, so there you go. Oh, I've talked about using other uh, streaming programs before, such as Meld, and I'm currently using OBS. And before I use Meld again, I really would like to see being able to have audio tracks on per scene. And when that happens, I will give them a go again. I'm keeping up with them because I do like Meld, and their team is cool. They're doing a lot of good things. And depending on your needs, Meld might be the perfect thing for you. All right. Oh yeah, with the Nintendo Switch 2, we also had the sequel to Hollow Knight revealed, Silk Song, maybe finally actually releasing. All right. And they're a little too early for break. Let's see. We had a question last week that just chat scrolled on by and I missed it. About if you're a producer, what do you do for like a demo reel or something like that for a TTRPG actual play? And truthfully, I don't know. Uh, like how do you I tell people I'm a producer and then I give them links to season 15 of Rivals of Waterdeep or my charity stream. But because you're behind the scenes, it's like, well, here, look at this. Hopefully these have meanings for you. But yeah, I go in, I say, hey, I'm a producer. I've done these things. I like doing it, and I just kind of do a light sell of myself. I don't really have any sort of graphic or anything to present because I'm not sure what that would look like. I suppose I could build one and figure something out and take various stabs at it, but because if you're a performer on a TTRPG actual play, you can put together little bits, right, of you doing a thing. But how do you highlight the production work? Right? Like, oh, look at that switch. Look at how well that was timed. How do you contextualize that for people? And I don't know. Other than just pointing to the things I've done in the past. And, testimonials from people I've worked with. Yay. With sheer numbers and reputation. And testimonials. Yeah. And I can say I have well over 1,000 hours worth of producing online streams. Con panels, guest spots on talk shows. Ooh, that's a good idea. Add some quotes from friends. Ask your friends if they're okay to using their quote on promotional material. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Highlighting. I've been on Chaotic Wholesome Presents. I could go there and maybe cut out a section of me talking. On that. Speaking of panels, I did submit. Sorry, a side note. I did submit for Gen Con again. I don't know if I get in. It was like a day late from the normal stuff. So if it gets in, yay, that'd be great. I will find out. The event thing opens up in May, so sometime before May, I'll know if my event got in, because there'll be a producer panel once again. So if you are going to Gen Con, and that happens, well, one, if you're going to Gen Con, look for me because I'm going to be there regardless. Two, if my panel happens, go to my panel. It's great. There's changes every year because technology keeps moving and my thoughts keep advancing. They march ever onward. So back to the topic. Yeah, but making yourself a pitch deck as a producer is a thing I don't often see, and so how to do that? I mean, and Brian's put in a lot of good ideas in the chat, but an overall format, I don't really. I just don't know. I've never done it before. I would like to, but there's not a lot of examples for me to go on. Uh, because usually, and maybe I wrap it up with other things like, oh yeah, and I'm a DM and I do these things and, all these skills. So it's not just a producer thingy. It's also a bit about DMing and moderating and all the other things. More ideas, but this would boil down to if you were hiring producers for an event, what would you want to know about them? Oh, good thought. Yeah. So yeah, like, have you done stuff before? Show me, give me a link to a production so I can kind of click through, see what you did, because I am going to pay attention to things like uh, headroom and stuff you are potentially in control of, uh, such as giving the appropriate amount of headroom in to the person in a box. Uh, does it look like you worked with people to correct distracting backgrounds and things like that? But yeah, how long you've been doing it, how new you are to it. We like max headroom around here, yes. Indeed. That was a fun show. I enjoyed watching that. Let's see. We have anything? Just looking for anything new comes up, because we'll probably take a bit of an early break. Also, we are in tax season, so hopefully you've gotten through those or have your plan to get through those. So I hope that goes well for you, because that's a stressor upcoming. And if you haven't done them yet, I hope the process is okay for you. Anger face, oh no. But yeah, I know it can be tough. So I hope you get some relaxed time in there. Like someone on Blue Sky said, who am I even sending this money to anymore? Right? Excellent point. What is this doing for me now? Oh, that's fantastic. All right, let's take a break a little earlier than usual, and when we come back, I had lots of more thoughts on Rex's question of note taking and TTRPGs and what I find useful and things like that. And so that's what we'll talk about, and then we'll do the fun stuff of relaxing, winding down, looking for random news articles about things and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I'll run some ads. Maybe I'll run some ads. Can I run an ad break? Twitch? Yes, I can. All right, so I'm going to run an ad break. And stick around. Be back in 5 minutes or so. See you soon. Okay, what? Deception. This isn't gonna work. Oh, it might actually work. Oh no, it's a 20, so it's a critical success.
Congratulations, you convinced them to give you access.
This can go one of two ways.
I don't think so. And he claps his hands, and he gets 2 pie plates float up on each of his shoulder, like shoulder missiles. And
glad they say imagine cream pies, because what I was actually imagining was dragons.
Yep.
I was imagining dragons.
I'm not responsible for what you think of when you see the term cream pies, but
oh god.
Here we are. Not late enough in the evening for that, you all.
Here we are.
Wow. The sun might be going down in Chicago, but it is not after dark hours.
Hey, I'm DC, and I'm producer to the stars.
Nature's provided a shortcut.
Oh no!
And in a strangely sonorous voice for Orvin, he will proclaim, "You cannot pass the digestional tract. I am a servant of the secret baking fire. Wielder of the flame of Little Debbie, the dark chocolate will not avail you. Flame of Hostess! And he will cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay. This is where all the great stuff gets baked that you love.
I mean, I do enjoy getting baked.
Dope pastries and everything you could love. All in your tummies. Yeah. All right. Now they...
I'm gonna just let DC have this. I'm gonna let him have it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Herb, Lady Luck 34 gave you disadvantage.
Mandy.
So, do I pick that or do you pick that?
Nope,
Do you
your
pick when that happens, or
next
just-
roll has disadvantage.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. But thank you for donating to charity. You do so much to me. Okay.
And so, I give to you the kindness train.
All aboard. Here comes the kindness train.
Ta-da! So, I'm gonna say it's Wild Magic Surges. Who wants to roll 2 more Wild Magic Surges? It's alright, 0.
Wait a second. Wait a second. What are our incentives? Why can't we? There are 5 of us, and that's 100. Why can't we do like 5 max damage?
Nah, that's no fun.
Fair enough.
Wow, DC has been going to the B-Day Vulture School again.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to roll one of these too because that's just fun. So
Alright. We're gonna do the thing first. There's an easy way to end this, but I'm not doing that. We're suplexing the train. Yeah!
I'm still a little wary. I just keep watching DC's like window.
Right.
Um,
Also, thank you as a board member, Take This, and a stream ambassador. So,
this is the 5th baking themed one shots, part of the baking anthology. It will be the last charity one shot on DC Lasair's channel, although he may be available for other things. In case you do not know, DC is a producer, streamer, moderator, and the superior had. Oh my god!
Ask and ye shall receive.
the Hatamancy has been engaged.
So please follow
Wow.
DC on Twitter and check out the links and check out his Patreon and Ko-Fi if you would like to. If you would like this for consulting, if you would,
Yes.
for whatever reason, like this for consulting,
Production classes are A++.
I guess
This is everything
yeah,
I wanted.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm so happy.
you asked that earlier, and we had no clue this was happening.
Where did they say it's definitely not coming out for the Xbox? They just didn't make an announcement about the Xbox yet, right? Like, so there's a news article covering, hey, it's going to be on the Xbox. It's just taking them a little longer for whatever developer reasons, because games are hard to make. Whatever style of game you're making, whether it be a TTRPG, a video game, it takes time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and it's not an easy task. It may be a rewarding task, it may even be a fun task, but it takes a long time. And I'm sure the last thing they want as a title as big as Baldur's Gate 3 is to deliver a less than stellar experience on a platform. We're going to start with a simple demonstration. DC, bread. DC, bread. Cat, that concludes our demonstration. Now we'll start with the flow. The start for me. I'm not above mooneranging your face. Your creepy, creepy face. And today, I promised another bread comparison. So, let's do it this hand. Me, hat, bread. No hat. All right. Understood? Yeah. Also, I'm more friendly for the environment because I don't come in a plastic bag unless you want me to. So we're thinking it's someone that's been striking bakeries recently called the Frosting Phantom. And comes in, takes something, disappears. Give it the name X-Toll to be sent to Sleeper Island. Simply go to X-Toll and speak this one's name, which is X-Toll? Cool. Well, all right. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around through the break. Appreciate it. Oh, hold on. Yeah, something in my eyeball. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. So, as I said before the break, wanted to talk about notes and TTRPGs and what I look for in note things. And I wanted to start off with a little comparison here. We go back to the demo window. So we have my TTRPG actual play production template on the right. And then my adventure template in Obsidian on here on the left. And you'll probably see some similarities. You know, monsters can easily encounter notes. But these are different things, right? So for a show, I want different information. I want the show title, I want episode title, the episode number. This is just squished down so that there's more room here, but I want to get both things on the screen. So, you know, episode and crew list. And here's where Notion really comes alive for me in making a whole thing to keep track of your production is the database views. And this is very handy. You have character things, and why does it say an ad is about to start? There shouldn't be any ads. Okay. Episode notes, encounters. So every time I do a show, this is what I'm using, right? I use my own Notion template. And what I've been talking about for the past few weeks is when I do, you know, my start playing games, or when I do games at a convention, I'm going to want this. Because I don't need cast and crew things here, and I don't need to know, you know, producer, total runtime, aspect ratio, resolution, recording date, you know, link to the VOD. I don't need all that when I'm running a game at a convention. You know, there's not going to be an episode number. Well, Well, there could be, I suppose, if you want to number your sessions. Yeah, so different tools for different things, and the Notion database thing is what really makes Notion useful for me in this. Like if I tried this, if I try this in Obsidian, I don't know if I'll get the same effect. Now I might try it, but at some point it's just, tagging things and hoping it all works. Notion, I know works, and their database integration tool is pretty fantastic. So while I might be looking for an all-in-one note solution where I can just do everything, I could do shows, and I could do games that I run at conventions, or my home game, for example. I don't know if that would be practical for my brain. So sometimes, different tools for different things, even though they seem very similar. Or I could even use Legend Keeper for things like this. And I've used Legend Keeper before for a show template as well. But Notion makes it a lot easier to keep track of people and characters and what roles they do. And I just link to the other databases where these things are. Because what's nice here is this name is a link to my actor database, for example. Characters is linked to the characters they play database. And then I can just fill that in here, and then the roles, here's the tag bit. But the nice thing about the database is I can pull in from other databases. And down here, I can do this in just about anything here, because this is just a table, and anything that has a table function, I can do this. And everything else is the same. But for me, Notions really shines with the database feature. So that's why I'm keeping the Notion stuff going for my production templates and things like that. And the other templates I made too. And then trying Obsidian here for just running convention games or my home game, for example. And I'm working on a very minimalist DM kit, if you will. And hopefully once I get all the other parts I want for this, my jet pens order has shipped, so I should be getting them all relatively soon. That'll be on another Tech Friday of putting everything together in just the essentials in a small kit. I'll also have a blog post up on it. Well, maybe. I said I'd have a blog post up about my regular DM kit too, and I still haven't completed that. But, hopes and dreams. So yeah, it definitely depends on the purpose, what I'm looking for right now for production. Notion is a way to go. But I also don't want to create this huge database or this huge, I can't remember what Notion calls their projects, things. I don't want to be overwhelmed with that and have here's all the show stuff, or here's all the adventure info and everything in this database or in this project. And at some point it gets too many things in one place and it gets too large. It's why there's no budgeting thing. I'm not a person who knows how to do budgets. Budget software is its own separate special thing. And there's budgeting templates for Notion. So if you want to integrate that into my production template, feel free to. I am not going to be making a budgeting template. I will be using someone else's, because that is a whole different ball of wax. That's, even in the film industry, that's completely separate software from everything else and has very different needs. Prax, hello, welcome on in. Good to see you. So yeah, thoughts still kind of developing on all of that. But that's kind of my current thinking on that. And again, if Milano or Capacities really spoke to you, by all means, use them. Use what works good for your brain. Right now, I'm enjoying exploring Obsidian with that and keeping my production templates within Notion. But yeah, so thanks to Rex for that question yesterday, where we went through some of that stuff. Go check out yesterday's VOD if you want to know more. And if you want to see my adventure planning video in Notion, hey, I have one of those. I did one. It's on my YouTube. That's right there. And if you just want to see all of my TTRPG resources, I have a space now on my website dedicated to them. Which is dclasair.com/TTRPG resources. Amazing, right? I named a thing what it is. Who knew you could do that? Yeah, that's that. Again, if you have any questions on note-taking, adventure planning, anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, time to take it easy, break down, add some music, look for fun things to start our weekend with. And yeah, put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, while I look for stuff, let's look at TTRPG news. Also, if you think of a question later that you wish to ask, we're considering fun things to start a weekend with. I would just like to say the clip from Superman has the best description of crypto ever. Because yes, when I fall over, my dog totally is going to help me out, but will probably step on me at the same time. Yes. So if you haven't seen the new Superman preview trailer, let's see here. Brian put it in my Discord. Definitely check it out because it has a great extended bit. You probably saw the crypto bit with that previewed a few months ago with, crypto coming and saving them. But there's more to that scene, and they offer that in the sneak peek there, and it's delightful. It's exactly how you'd imagine a dog being. Pretty fantastic. Anyway, if you do think of a question, and throughout the week, I made a form you can fill out, or Tech Friday, right there. Oops, sorry, I cut off part of the... Hold on. Let's do that again. There we go. Haha. I made a form you can fill out, and I will take a look at those on Thursday and put together some answers. If you have anything, do that. I suppose we have TTRPG news. We can start off with, let's see here. Chris Perkins is retiring from Wizards of the Coast after 28 years. He is looking forward to retiring See if I can find that. Here's the announcement from off the Dungeons and Dragons channel. Just head it up if you'd like me to. Sure, yeah. You can share that, please. Put that in chat. Yeah, his blue sky post. Yeah. So yeah, he's done a lot for D&D and the TTRPG industry as a whole. So if you have any well wishes, he's on Blue Sky. Thank you. You can find him Chris Perkins dnd.bsky.social. So check out that link there. If you have some kind words to share, there you go. So that was announced today. The other thing, this is on from Bell of Lost Souls. Arby's had D&D dice. This time it was through Norse Foundry. I may have got a set. But they are currently on back order. They've done this 2 other times over the past years, like not every year, but done it. I'm enjoying the 12 days of cutie-miss from Art Elsarian. Oh, or Artalosauri. Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, awesome. Excellent. Do you have... Let's fix something real quick. There, Prax, if you want to post links to that, you can now. So the last couple times Arby's has done the dice, they've been incredibly popular and have sold out. I mean, them being available with Norse Foundry means they probably won't give me an Arby's roast beef sandwich with the dice, but, you know. What can you do? I just find stuff like that fun. Then you can get Arby's curly fries with the dice, right? Curly fries. Now I kind of want curly fries. And Arby's. Just about to type curly fries. Fully playable and hilarious. Awesome. Let's take a look at these. Oh, fun. All right. Thanks for sharing that. That's great. But yeah, take a look at that if you're interested in those. Because looks like a lot of fun. Let's see. What is... I'm just checking something out. Okay, so this is 5e compatible setting. It's called Zamanora, which is on Kickstarter. It already well surpassed its goal. But it is a new realm inspired by Balkan and Slavic folklore, which is of interest to me. Oh, it's successfully funded already, but you can still late pledge. Okay. So here's that. If you're interested in that type of thing, might just be a good resource for, some folklore twists as well. What else we have here? Like I said, this is just relax and share time. So anything you want to talk about? Yeah. The door is open. Hold on a second here. Somehow I missed Modifius announcement. Yeah, I completely missed this. This was announced back in February, but they have a Modifius has a 6mm sci-fi miniature game coming out. You get armored vehicles, mechs, aircraft, and experimental weaponry. Oh, I see. Kickstarter campaign for the game is scheduled to begin this summer. So you can check that out here. So the Kickstarter isn't even out yet. Let's see. You got new earbuds. Oops, that. Got new earbuds that you can wear to sleep, and they can load soundscapes into the earbud themselves, so it doesn't have to use Bluetooth all night. However, some of the soundscapes use generative AI, which I don't like and didn't realize when I bought them. But they still sound pretty cool. Got that you can wear to sleep. And that you can load them into the earbud itself is pretty neat, I have to say. And you can still just use them as Bluetooth. Excellent. Yeah, I do like that feature, that it's just in the device you wear, and you don't have to have your phone going all night or something like that. That is a great idea. Let's see, we talked about the Arby's dice. Trying to decide what kind of over-ear headphones I want to get for streaming now. Yeah. That's choice. Do you want ones with a mic or just headphones? I have the Skull Candy earbuds, and then I've got the Boss Bluetooth wireless Sport. You want something Uber here, more noise canceling? Over ear, not Uber. Yeah, I have a pair of. I can show what I use for over the ear. I have some Bose headphones. Text to speech is failing today. Yeah. So these were, as most things I get, were on an epic sale. But these ones from Bose are quite lovely. They're Bluetooth. Here's the on switch. Can charge them here. The noise canceling is something to get used to. They fold up nicely, and they came in this case that I keep the charging cable in. But yeah, I've had these for 2 years now, or something like that, and they still work great. They have volume on the side as well. If you're looking for, if you want a microphone and headphones, the Logitech ones that Cypher of Tier has sound fantastic. I was really happy with that how that mic sounded. I can't remember the specific brand she has, though. Or the specific type. It's a Logitech, but I just can't remember the model number thing. The Logitech number thing? Right. Hi, Finite. Welcome on in. Y'all, check out Finite's streams. He's lovely. Going good. We're in the relaxing portion where we just talk about whatever now. I was talking about note-taking apps earlier. Need much relaxing after this week? Yeah. Finite Singularity makes fantastic plugins for OBS that you should all be using if you stream. I turned off the line because when Ryan was on, where is it? Where'd it go? I remember what I did. Turned on. Now I just gotta find the right thing. Here we go. Like this. Yeah. The Stroke Glow Shadow plugin. You can give yourself a line. Yeah. I love this plugin. The Gradient Stroke. Yes. Yes, I made a gradient source in OBS, and I just told your plugin to use that, and yeah. And hopefully next week I'm going to get the Blur plugin going and show people that, because that's pretty cool too. Trying to set myself up to switch from Streamlabs to OBS. Awesome. yeah, follow Finite Singularity and look for his plugins on the OBS OBS place, the OBS project forum. I can word. Go there, search for Finite Singularity. A lot of fantastic plugins. This is Stroke Glow Shadow. That's doing the glow, which I just really love. There's so many uses for the Stroke Glow Shadow plugin, and so many things I want to do with it. It's one of my favorites. Always a blast to see people using them. Yeah. And the blur plugin is really cool. Again, I think I'll be showing that off next week. It makes the background blur thing so easy. It's wonderful. But yeah, today we talked about note-taking and TTRPGs and putting those things together. And what I do when I'm producing a show and what my note template looks like for a show versus what my note template looks like when I'm running a game at a convention. You like the pixelate features? Yeah. Really need to get better at note taking. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on running games via Start Playing, and I needed to develop a way to keep all that organized because I want to run at least 3 games, and it took me a while to come up with, okay, what does this look like? How am I going to keep this all managed? And so I think I have a system for that worked out. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was looking at other news articles and things. But yeah, if you do stream, definitely use OBS, and if you need some help with that, my DMs or whatever Blue Sky might call them are open. If you are a follower. The system for note-taking is random speech-to-text memos on my phone that are exported to Google Drive and Google Drive PowerPoints for NPCs. Excellent. An aggressive amount of pictures on Pinterest. D-skeets, right? DS's. I like DS's. That's fun. Oh, that sounds pretty cool though, Prax. I have to admit. Speech to text memos to Google Drive PowerPoints or NPCs. That's awesome. Doesn't really roll off the tongue though. DS sounds like an audio. Exactly. I don't know. Anything's better than saying skeets, so. Oh, I did want to point to some friends. Talked about them briefly last week. Now let me get that up. is the... Where's the... YouTube, show me what I'm looking for. Just do the thing. There we go. Let's see. Then you can share those PowerPoints with both players and viewers. Leave public notes about what players know about that, particularly. But have private projector notes for what I know about that in a PC. Awesome. All right. So, once again, I wanted to point out Chaotic Wholesome Presents and their Table Talk talk show. Like I mentioned last week when I had Brian on, I cover TTRPG stuff more from production and things like that. If you want to know about character and table behavior and things like that, check out Chaotic Wholesome Presents Table Talk show. It's really great. Check that out. And while we're talking about friends, it is Cipher of Tears' birthday tomorrow. So say happy birthday. Great show and great community, if I do say so myself. Yeah, their mods are pretty cool, Rex. Let's see. So there is. I'm looking for her throne list. Just a second. There we go. So if you would like to do Cipher of Tear Kindness, there's her throne. Good variety of stuff there. And yeah, she'll be streaming tomorrow with Painting Pirate. They'll be painting some minis. I think Lady Luck 34 might also be on that stream. So yeah, look for that announcement tomorrow. Go say happy birthday. And it is Zero's cat's birthday, Shogun. So if you want to wish a Hat Borf, there's a Blue Sky link to that, to Hat Borf, their cat Shogun. Hat Borf, right? Let's see, what else do we have? Seeing if we have any other friends celebrating anything right now. If you know of a friend with a birthday or something cool happening, let me know. We'll give them a shout out. I am looking forward to running games on Start Playing. It'd be great. I can I can, once that happens and hopefully people sign up for them, then I can not do one of my temporary my temp work jobs that I have and do that because it would hopefully be more money and more consistent work. So, yay. So it doesn't reduce the amount of jobs that I do, but it does, you know, replace one that probably needs replacing at this point. I did get some work today on this other temp job, so yay. And depending on certain things is how much work I get from it during a day. And sometimes it's nothing. It's only part of the year. Sometimes it's maybe an hour. And yeah, that's not enough for the bills and things like that. So have to pivot. And hopefully this pivot works out. You know. And yeah, I think fingers crossed for it. Thanks, Rex. I'll probably start them in May. I thought about, because I want to run games on I think on the second and fourth weeks of each month. And I thought about starting in April, but I don't know, it seemed weird to start in like the last week of one month and then have a gap. So I'm just going to start as early as I can in May. And I still have a little bit of paperwork to fill out for that. I mean, it's all online paperwork, so I don't know what we call that. But yeah, hoping that works out. That'd be great. Hello, Chris. Hello, welcome on in. Good to see you again. Change hats. Oh boy. Okay. One moment. Gotta see what hats I have over here. All right, giving you two hats. I have my protects me from the sun hat and the hippo headband. Two hats for the price of one. I really like this sun hat because I am very, very white, if you couldn't tell. I know, right? And yeah, I need much protection from the sun. So this one helps me out and even has a neck protecty thing. Really like it. But then I combine it with the hippo headband and it's even more glorious than I could have imagined. wear sun hoodies at the beach. Awesome. The dreaded orb, right? Because I will quickly burn, and if I get a high level of sunscreen and I have this hat, and yeah. Or if I'm doing lawn work, this is my protector hat. Plus, I had heat stroke when I was younger, so I gotta think about that too. Let's see, what am I looking at here? Oh, I'm looking at YouTube videos. Why? I don't know. Oh, going back to a past topic, because I just thought of it. When looking at note-taking apps like Obsidian and things like that, when you first start searching, it can seem overwhelming, and it's one of those things where I needed to focus on what it was I wanted to do. So I searched for Obsidian TTRPG templates, and then I looked at some general Obsidian videos, and that helped me understand how to use Obsidian. But there's so many different uses, and like, well, if you want daily notes, if you want to make kind of a Notion database, if you want to use this note-taking system or that note-taking system, and it gets to be a lot, so I just had to focus down on what I need to use it for. And I think that's true for any of these note-taking apps, is that if they're easier to use than Obsidian, you still want to type in your search for what you want to use it for. Because there are so many things you can do with these apps. It can get overwhelming fast. Actually, here's a video I should look at about Obsidian. So yeah, so upcoming Tech Fridays, one, we're going to look at finite singularities, Blur plugin, and if the stuff for my... I've talked about it, but it may make more sense when I actually show it off. My, TTRPG minimalist DM kit, or GM kit, which ST kit, I don't know, whatever term you want to use for the person running the game, whatever game you're in. I usually say DM because Dungeons & Dragons was kind of the first role-playing game I did, and yeah, that's just the term that stuck in my head. Whatever term you like, there's so many different ones. What time is it? Oh, we got about 10 minutes left. So if you do have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm going to switch my hats again because my hair is a mess. That's all right. Okay. That's better. All right, let's look through. And yeah, hope you had a chance to wind down and enjoy the weekend, look at some fun stuff along with the rest of us. And close that. Make sure no one do some last minute looking at people announcing things. Oh, I should check Discords. Let's see. If there's anything in the Streamer Tools Discord I follow. Nothing new there. Alright, I'm not seeing any updates in any of the Discord things, or any of the company Discord things we normally talk about. And we're waiting for StreamerBot to have its new release get out of beta. And we'll talk about that whenever that happens. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see if there are any other announcements. Check that out. Oh, all right. Let me see who is still on, and we'll send a raid over. If I can find the tab, not that tab, this tab. Yeah. All right, let's reload. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Prax. I enjoy seeing you here and watching your streams. Let's see who's on. JD, thank you. Anybody on? We can take ourselves over to. Chris, thank you. We will go visit Fawn and Games. They're finishing Wander Stop. So that'll be awesome. Yeah, thanks, Rex. You have a good weekend too. Let's see. If I can type names. All right. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for coming on by and enjoying my rambling once again. Next week should be regular stream week. So Monday and Tuesday video games. Wednesday Gunpla. Have a real fun Gunpla build going on. Thursday, more video games. Friday, once again, Tech Friday. Yay! Come on by. Enjoy your weekends. Please be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And stay tuned for the raid. Have a great weekend.